All right, good morning, everyone. It's time to start our criminal docket. We finished the civil portion of the morning. Go on the record here. First matter we're going to address here is People versus Joshua Stephen Driscoll. The file number is 251232SM. You're Joshua Driscoll?
Yes, sir.
You're here with your lawyer, Mr. Tim George. I think I got this right. The defendant was charged with domestic assault, second offense, and reckless driving. He pled to domestic assault, first offense, and the reckless driving charge I show is dismissed. I want to make sure I got that right. I wanted to see the police report. I wanted to get some victim input, and there was a video that they weren't able to obtain, which allegedly shows the defendant spinning his wheels and smashing his truck into the complainant's car. Mr. Driscoll's got a history of domestic assault, some with a previous partner and some with this partner. Tried a probation that failed. Frankly, I'm not sure what to do here. I didn't ask for a pre-sentence. But this is not an easy case to know what the right answer is. So, Mr. George, what would you like me to know?
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, starting where you left off, I was able to meet with my client. He indicated that there was a probation, I think, sometime during COVID for a domestic violence that never really got off the ground. And there was an anger management portion of that was ordered as part of that probation, but he never took part in that. So I think that would be a significant service that could benefit my client. He even acknowledges that clearly with this situation, other situations in the past, that's something that he needs. I don't know whether the court would prefer an anger management or a full DV class, but we also had a frank conversation about, this relationship. And obviously it's not a healthy one, and it's going to be best for both of them if they just stay away from each other, regardless of what the court does in the way of a no contact order. My client is gainfully employed at JACO. He works for a shift, so he's missing work being here today, and does have two kids that are solely in his care. One's 18, the other one's 13 years old. I do believe that he has the right attitude today to take on a probation. I talked to him about what this court may order. And maybe he just wasn't there in that headspace at that time. I can't speak to that. I don't know about it. But I told him what would likely be ordered as part of it. And he indicated that would be something that he would be willing to do if the court was prepared to do that. So we would ask the court to consider a probation with an anger management or domestic violence course portion to that. And we'd ask the court to consider to suspend any upfront jail over the course of probation. In the alternative, due to his employment, if there was any upfront jail, we'd ask that to be scheduled on weekends so that he wouldn't have to miss work and could get care for at least the younger child. Thank you.
Miss Camfield, we've got both Angelique Camfield and Abigail Stoll here from the prosecutor's office. Did you get any input from Miss Metzger?
No, Your Honor, we have not had input from her other than on the scene. I know I do have a video in Axon, which I believe defense counsel has also been able to see. What I believe it is the body cam of the officer, wherein it shows the person who took the video coming up, and
you see him watching the guys.
Phone. Yes.
Okay.
But they weren't able to get that sent, even though he said he was going to send it to the officer. What the circumstance here was entirely avoidable, unnecessary. It was in a public place. It caused danger to the victim and another individual in the vehicle, as well as to the public in the location where it occurred. There is a prior conviction, which I believe had also been reduced from a felony, but the prior conviction was, my understanding from his record, as I'm looking at the lien, an aggravated assault. which was a 1-year misdemeanor. He received 13 days of confinement at that point, and probation for 12 months. It does show that the conviction was during the COVID period, but it said November of 2021 is when that sentencing occurred. So I believe the courts were open by that point and functional for probation. If it didn't get off the ground, the reason it didn't get off the ground was because of the defendant failing to do his programming. I think that some upfront jail is warranted in this situation. And I do agree that we need to perhaps do some additional therapeutic process with the DV program and not just the anger management. And I would ask the court to do, he's already served 13 days in 2021, maybe 21 days jail with 7 to 14 up front, defer the remainder, and 2 years probation with the domestic violence counseling to be completed, and no contact with the victim in this matter.
Mr. Driscoll, what would you like to know?
I'm not sure what to say, Your Honor. I'll do whatever the courts ask. I have 2 kids at home that solely rely on me for everything. I don't really want to go to jail. I know I have anger issues. I have a lot of built up anger in me from hard life. I think you know lots about my life. You know, I think that would benefit me quite a bit in more ways than one versus, you know, jail. I just get thrown into a room with a bunch of people that ain't gonna help me.
There was damage to her car. One of the things we were looking for was some sort of restitution input.
The front bumper.
But we never, I don't know. So I guess if I do a probation, I'll reserve on restitution.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. We would file a motion and submission if we receive that.
The reason this is hard, well, among others, is A, he's the sole parent for his 2 children. The mother of those children has had plenty of her problems. And she's in Kalamazoo somewhere, I think working at Applebee's. I don't think she's greatly involved in the children. He assaulted her twice. On November 30th of 2019, he was charged with domestic assault on that complaining witness. Then he was on bond for in file 192577, domestic assault upon his children's mother. That one got dragged around the pea patch for a while. And then 2 months later, he got arrested again for assaulting the same person. So he had both of those cases pending at the same time. They got close to jury trial and COVID hit and things were kind of at a standstill. And then I think one case got dismissed and the other case he pled to disturbing the peace. Then he was charged with assaulting this current complainant, Miss Metzger. He was charged with assault by strangulation, less than murder, in August of 2021. That was after the depths of COVID. Domestic assault. It was reduced to a domestic assault. Defendant failed badly in the probation, and we never got off the ground, and he went to jail and the probation was revoked. Now we have this one. it's more of a reckless driving than it is a domestic assault. You got a huge gift. Reckless driving is punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. It carries 6 points on your driving record, and it requires that your license be suspended. That just went away. It also kills your car insurance. So it was an assault, I guess, using a vehicle, which is theoretically a felonious assault. And you are a wonderful minimizer. Whenever all this stuff goes down, your version is always greatly diluted as opposed to what actually happened. You bashed your car. She didn't run into you. You backed up in a truck with a trailer hitch on it and smashed into her car, which I think was a Ford Flex. Because you were mad. And I'm not even sure what you were mad about. You got into some sort of argument at Soapy's. So the driving charge just went away. So that's really what this is a reckless driving. There is a presumption under the law in Michigan that all of us judges have been dealing with that there is no jail and there is no probation. And you have to overcome that presumption to do jail or probation. People often tell me on the street, you should have thrown that guy in jail for 90 days. It isn't as easy as that. And there are also other issues like your employment and the fact that you're caring for your children. Well, they aren't going to do very well unless you get your ducks in a row. I don't know if you take your anger out on them like you do with your partners. I hope not. Alcohol also didn't appear to be a factor here. You were just mad. What were you mad about?
They were harassing me throughout the day.
Who's they?
Her and her friends.
Harassing you, why?
Just kept driving by me. They kept yelling stuff. Kept stopping in front of me. They stopped at Soapy's when I was there cleaning my vehicle out. I was just standing there cleaning my truck out.
So this was your solution? 90 days, loses your job. Your kids have got to go somewhere. You get out of jail. You don't have a job. You still got your kids. Their mother's not directly involved. And Miss Metzger apparently doesn't feel strongly enough about it to ever answer the prosecutor's attempts to contact her or give any restitution. There's also a couple larcenies in there, which aren't really relevant to this in your history. But there's these 4 assaultive offenses, which all have to do with being angry. So it's anger management more than it is a domestic violence. This is a reckless driving is essentially what it is. But you don't get dinged for it because it isn't going to show up on your driving record. You already have a domestic violence. I tried to do a deferral, but you didn't hold up your end of the deal. So it just entered as a conviction. So you already can't use or possess a firearm. I'm going to do a 12-month probation, and I'm going to do anger management rather than the full domestic assault course. This is anger related more than anything else. No assaultive or threatening behavior, no drugs and no alcohol. We'll test if needed, but as I said, I don't believe alcohol or drugs were a factor in this or the others. You're just angry. And the guy that saw this videotaped it and said your car tires are spinning, and you could sort of see him holding the phone. The officer's looking at his phone, but you couldn't really see what was on his phone very well. But I believe his recitation was that you purposely backed into her, which is just dumb. You got a trailer hitch on there. Anyway, this isn't about the fine. There's a $75 crime victims, $50 state minimum. There is no fine. There is a $150 attorney fee and a $480 probation oversight fee, and I'm going to reserve on restitution. If I have any bond money. I do. I think you spent 1 day in jail. I'm gonna order 12-month probation, 5 days jail, credit 1, at least 4 days to serve. And it'll be scheduled on the weekends by the probation department. No assault or threatening behavior. You're gonna complete the anger management class. You're gonna do alcohol testing and drug testing if necessary, but as I said, I don't think this is drug related, but I don't want you to lose your job. I don't want your kids to be left up by themselves. But I'm not very happy about this. And as I said, the fact that there is no traffic sanction is a blessing to you. Now, you can complete the probation in as little as 6 months, but you have to complete the anger management class. If you don't, I can revoke the probation. I can order up to 93 days in jail. You're not to use or possess any firearms, and you already have that condition. How is Jayco doing?
Really good.
Some of the shops are doing better than others, and some of it depends on what product they make. But Jayco's got a good reputation.
Best in the nation.
But you gotta figure this out.
Your Honor, did I hear the court say a no contact with Miss Metzger?
I haven't gotten to that part yet.
All right, thank you.
Does she want that?
She's not responded as the court's indicated. I don't know if she's received the letter. We sent it to the address in the report.
Well, I can certainly, you don't want to have any contact with her anyway, do you? Could be changed, but no contact.
Thank you, Your Honor.
With the complainant. Is Lisa Metzger. Where does she live?
4th Street, Three Rivers.
So you're in the same town.
Yes.
Where does she work?
McDonald's and Walmart.
All right. Unless if she wants to have contact, she can contact the probation department. I can lift that condition. But for now, you're not to have any contact with her. Well, you didn't live together. You've been on and off together for years.
Yeah.
But you didn't live in the same house. I'd frankly hope to hear from her, but I don't have any input, so I'm sort of just doing the best I can. All right, you take that downstairs to the probation department. No drugs, no alcohol. I don't think that's going to be a big issue for you. No assault or threatening behavior and no contact with her. And this time you're actually going to do the treatment course. Otherwise, I'll just give you 93 days in jail. You heard it here first. All right, you go with the court officer or you go downstairs to probation. Mr. George, does that complete your morning?
I have one more, but maybe a blueprint.
All right, thank you.
You want me to take it to the clerks?
Yes, thank you. All right, so we have a couple of 11 o'clock matters, and people weren't confident that Teresa Standish was going to show up. I believe Mr. Haida will be here. He isn't already. We have to let the clock tick for a few minutes here, but no sign of Miss Standish.
Not yet, yeah.
Well, we'll have to incarcerate Mr. Huff then.
That's how it works.
Yes.
It's a screening, but yeah. I can even come.
In Haida? In the next one?
That's Dan's.
Oh, Dan, okay,
He's meeting with Mr. Driscoll. He's on his way out.
okay. You know, I don't think I have it either, Matt.
What?
I don't have it either. Well, let me look, make sure I do. I thought I read it. I think I got it. I was looking at the pre-trial file. Tim, there's nobody there to pick up all the walnuts in front of your old house. So Howie was out there.
Was he?
Bless him, he had a hard hat on. And I don't know if he got bonked a few times. He had a cart and he had a rake and the road's just a mess with crushed walnuts. You know, the person that bought it is not in residence.
Well, if he's mowing it, he probably doesn't want to.
No, so he's, bless his heart, he's been picking them all up, but it's pretty mess. I thought about going over there with my leaf blower and just blow it all into his yard. Maybe I will. You don't have walnuts at your new house, do you?
Okay.
A lot of leaves.
I don't know, I've searched for
We don't
it.
send them directly to you, we send them to Misty. And it rolled in, I don't know, 3:30,
On Friday.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want, I'll just physically print you a copy.
That would be wonderful, thank you.
Yeah,
I just don't see it.
oh, slow down.
Oh, it's hiding.
No, that's Dan's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You did Standish.
yes. Oh, yeah.
I think so, yes.
My computer just started up, so I'll get it to you here in a second.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
I can send it. You're the only Angelique in the system.
Should be. Although there was the former president of the Bar Association was Angelique Strong, I believe.
Hmm.
So that my eldest was the only Annalise until we got to ballet and there were two others on the same.
Yeah,
class.
that's
And
a
I'm like,
commoner
wait a
name.
second. How did that happen?
Well, no one names their kids Jeffrey anymore. You don't see any little kids named Jeffy.
Or if it is, it's JEOFF.
Yeah, with a- Yeah, you don't spell it right. Any sign of Teresa Standish? All right, thank you. Bye. Somebody, was it you, Matt, predicted that she wasn't gonna be here or some